listeners, this is A to Z Fitness with Zah, giving you the best of health and fitness from the beginning to the end of your journey. Today our guest is Seth Sardono. He's a self-health and nutrition coach who runs The Life Chef. So first question, I was wondering, tell us a little bit more about The Life Chef, your business.
Yeah, I started The Life Chef to really focus on helping people be healthy and live healthy. My meal delivery service is back up and running.
Awesome.
And I partnered with another company called Clean Living. Clean Living, and together we are kind of we're providing my meals, through her delivery service. She's helping me handle all that, but I'm still, my clients, I'm still generating my own menu and stuff, so you'll still get my food. I started it because I lost my mom to cancer, so I really felt like I wanted to do more in this world of health and wellness.
What are some good examples, specific examples of clients that you've had to deal with in the past?
I deal a lot with individuals that are high stress, whether it's the working mom, working dad, CEO, celebrity. But I think my most popular group of clientele are like either the single mom or the married mom with multiple kids. Mm-hmm. Most of the time they're working moms too. Getting moms to figure out balance in their life. How do I take care of the kids, take care of the family, take care of the husband, but also take care of myself?
So what exactly do you do with them? How do you do that?
Really, basically, we sit down and I ask my clients to give me a snapshot of their life. What does a day in your life look like, right? Okay. And then we try to break that day down, okay? And then we just give some advice to, how do I create time for myself? How do I create opportunities to eat well, along with, everything from recipes to workout to tips on dealing with stress, how to sleep better, anything from cooking techniques for themselves or for the kids, teaching them kind of how to shop, how to plan their day. It's really kind of about the client and what do they need most. Some of the moms would come to me and say, hey, I feel like I have no time. Okay, so we'll figure out ways to create time in their life. How do we fit in the time to work out? How do we fit in time for yourself? How do we fit in time to cook? How do we fit in time to, be with your husband, have a date night, find some time to live a little as well?
So for someone that's just beginning their health journey, hasn't really, dealt with being healthy before, they're just getting into it, what recipes that are cheap and easy that you would specifically recommend for someone like that?
Let's start with breakfast. I think breakfast is something that's very hard for people to make, even though it can be very simple. A lot of people, they want to get up, they got to get dressed, get their stuff, and get out of the house.
Yeah, that's me, definitely.
Okay.
I hardly eat breakfast.
Okay.
So.
Are you hungry in the morning?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I should eat.
Some people are hungry, some people aren't. But here's the thing: people that are not hungry, you can actually probably force yourself to eat a little bit, right? So I would say, I teach a lot of my clients how to make a breakfast scramble with some kind of eggs and vegetables and an oatmeal version of like candy, it's just basically oatmeal, cinnamon, and honey or maple syrup, but in small amounts that give it enough flavor that it feels like it's tasty, a little bit like a cheat, but it's not really a cheat. It's still very healthy for you.
And sugar without too much.
Yeah, this is a meal that you could cook in 10 minutes. Okay, by the time you get the ingredients out of the fridge, or out of the cupboard, heat up the pans, start to finish, you're done in 10 minutes, maybe 11. By the time you put it in the container, and this is stuff that I would suggest that like if you don't have a lot of time in the morning, you get this going. You can actually cook it the night before, or in the morning if you spare 11 minutes, and you could eat it in the car on the way to work. I do a lot of driving and eating. I don't text and drive. I eat and drive. It's
that can be just as dangerous.
Yeah, it can be just as dangerous. I think it's just really, once you learn something and you kind of perfect it, it becomes a habit. If you cook breakfast for the next 2 weeks every day, after that, you're probably more than likely going to continue to cook breakfast every day, and you'll know what to cook. I mean, let's just say I give you 3 ingredients: eggs, a vegetable, and a seasoning, right? You can use the eggs every single day. You can change the vegetable and you can change the seasoning to whatever you like. Like maybe you want to do, a spinach scramble. It takes a minute and a half, 2 minutes to scramble some eggs. Add spinach today, add broccoli tomorrow, add zucchini the next day, add some tomatoes the day after that. Things like that, right? Today, salt and pepper, tomorrow, lemon pepper, tomorrow, the day after, garlic, salt, the day after, maybe some turmeric and cayenne, whatever you like. Yeah. Pretty simple, right?
So what do you think was your biggest inspiration, or where did your food style come into play? Like the way that you cook, the food that you cook, where does that really come from?
Well, other than learning everything from my mother, I grew up in a culture, my family of, Israeli and European background, Italian father, Israeli mother. Food in those cultures are huge, right? So everything that we did always revolved around food. I grew up, Jewish, and we had all the major holidays, and this holiday was a certain type of, dish, or these types of dishes. But what I tell people is that when they're experimenting with cooking, cook with what you know. If you grew up in a certain culture, try to cook those foods that you liked as a kid, maybe, or explore that realm, because you know it. You know the flavor profiles. You know what it tastes like, so you know what it should taste like, right?
When you'd walk in, your mom would have a big meal cooked, and that was your favorite.
Yeah, no, definitely. So I really I cook with a lot of Mediterranean influences and spices and herbs and things like that. If you could mix, the Mediterranean diet right now is very popular, but mixing Middle Eastern food with Italian cuisine for me is like, it's the best of both worlds for me.
I'm Middle Eastern, so I know, the style of cooking, it's delicious, and definitely the holidays, like, so much food, and it's
and lots of comfort food too, though.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't stay away from. I think everybody should enjoy the holidays, and it's it only happens, a couple times a year. Yeah. And it's not like you're eating like that every single day.
So how do, we all have things to work on and everything, but how do we balance, having things to work on with also being happy with who we are in the moment? Because that's really, difficult, I think, something I struggle with and a lot of people struggle with,
One of the biggest pieces of advice that I could give anybody is find your inspiration, right? Find what inspires you. Look to a role model. Don't look at somebody and try to want to be like somebody else or something else. For me, it was just about the process, about how, to me, being successful is I can tell you to do all the things in the world, right? But it's really when my highlights is when that one person actually starts living that life. They really encompass it, and they're doing these things for themselves. It's not like, oh, I gotta do this today. I gotta cook this. I gotta go to the gym, if that makes sense. But it's really, they start living, eating, breathing a new life. Not my life, what I told them, but the whole, they really change. Hey everybody, I am Seth Sardono, the Life Chef. You can find me at lalifechef.com or Seth J. Toro on Instagram. I am here to help you get healthier, in shape, eat better, deal with sleep and stress a lot better. So if you want help with your life, just get a hold of me.
So you said that it was really different with your mom and dad growing up. Do you feel like your mom was your greatest inspiration when it comes to it?
Mom was very free-spirited and kind of a little looser with the reins and kind of let me have more freedom. My dad was a little more strict when it came to health and eating and what I should be eating, what I should not be eating. But he also let me be a kid and have a lot of fun too. But he was just like, no sugar, no this, no that. I mean, it was, you gotta eat your vegetables. If it's gonna be sugar, it should be natural sugar from honey or fruits, or, you can't drink sodas, you can't, things like that, so. But I learned to eat well at a very young age, which I think for a lot of people, it's very tough because maybe they didn't grow up eating healthy or growing up eating certain types of vegetables. So when you get a nice palate when you're young, and you learn what foods are, what they taste like when you're younger, and you learn to like foods at a younger age. It's a lot easier. Like I have a 14-year-old son, and the kid loves to eat salads and vegetables, along with, eating junk food too, because I let him be a kid as well. I think you've got to
have the balance.
Exactly, balance is very important. With him, if we're somewhere and we order some food and he orders something that I'm just like, I give him a little look, and he goes like, well, what did you eat the rest of the day? Like, well, how much sugar and stuff did you have this morning or at lunch or whatever? Like, you think it's enough for the day? Like, I let him have a soda here and there, but it's like, he's like, oh yeah, I had a lot of sugar this morning, right? Like, maybe on the weekends I haven't let him have a giant waffle with, syrup in it. I'm like, dude, you want to kind of have some balance.
Do you feel like that's the way you treat your clients in a way?
Absolutely. I think I really preach balance. I don't feel like people should feel guilty for making a decision. I don't want people to punish themselves because they ate this or ate that. I think if let's just say I was walking down the street and I made a left turn instead of a right turn, would I beat myself up for making a mistake? I don't really feel like I would.
Yeah.
I don't think you should apply the same thing to food or any other aspect of your life. We're every day we're living and growing. We're gonna make some good decisions. We're gonna make some bad decisions. We're gonna make some in between decisions as well. I think we just gotta kind of give ourselves a little bit of slack.
How do you tell people to handle those cravings that they have, for the sweet things?
Well, when I'm working with my clients and when it comes to decision making, we always try to figure out an alternative solution. Like, what's the best solution we can make in this given situation? If I'm starving and I'm all this these cravings for sugar or whatnot, what do I have around me? Am I home? Am I out? Is there a 7-Eleven? Okay, if I walk in, can I pick up a piece of fruit, an apple or something, to kind of satisfy that sweet, that temptation, right? It's a better decision than just picking up a candy bar or some sweets, because fruit is nature's candy. And it has a lot of other benefits, obviously, things like fiber, vitamins, minerals that can definitely better our lives, other than just eating a bunch of sugar. Hey everyone, I am the Life Chef. I am pleased to announce the relaunch of my meal delivery service. I took a little bit of a break, but now we're back and we are cooking healthy, clean, tasty, delicious menus that will meet all your macros. Whatever diet is that you're trying to follow, I will customize a menu for you and deliver it fresh to your door.
When it comes to mental health, for a lot of people, I know that's a struggle when it comes to physical health, and to overcome that, what would you recommend? Some daily practices that they can do to get over that mental hiccup?
Yeah, I think people are scared when it comes to the term mental health. Like, what does that mean? I'm insane? I'm crazy? Yeah. No, it doesn't. Look, I think as a guy, I think I'm a sensitive guy. I feel certain emotions. I feel like all the spectrums of my emotions, and I'm happy with that. I think a lot of boys in this country grow up that you got to be manly and tough. You can't show emotion. Hypermasculinity. Yes. But that's not a good thing either, because it causes problems later on in life. Right? It causes problems with relationships. You get married, and all of a sudden in your marriage, you don't have the proper emotional vocabulary to kind of express yourself to somebody. You're probably going to get divorced pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Right? So, I think for me personally, I would say, look, therapy is a great thing. Okay? Just because you go to therapy does not mean you're crazy. I've been seeing a therapist for 4 or 5 years now, and all it did for me was it allowed me to go into a place that was safe, that I felt nobody judged me. I could say anything I wanted to say without bias, or without feeling like, oh my God, this person is going to think I'm crazy. They're going to think that I'm horrible. They're going to think that this and that. And what it allowed me to do is express myself and become comfortable with who I am and how I am.
Do you recommend that to your clients to see?
I think therapy is a wonderful thing. There's plenty of resources too, free resources for mental health. A lot of insurances cover mental health. A lot of it have a portion where it's like a $20 copay. Some don't. There's a lot of government or free clinic assistance. There's something called the California Counseling Center, or the Southern California Counseling Center. It's here in Los Angeles, Mid-Welsh area. I think it's SCCC. A lot of these centers or therapists will take you on an income, based pay scale, like where it might only be $20 a session, or $15. You pay what you can pay, and you go and just talk to somebody. And I think it's a great avenue for people because, there are some people that have had good lives, but they have demons in their closet or things that they went through in childhood. Maybe they were bullied their whole life. We don't know about it, but they're holding on to it. And if they go into a place like that where they can learn to deal with it, I think it's great. I think, everything from personality disorders, maybe eating disorders as well, go and talk about some of your problems. I think for me, one of the best things that I got out of therapy was that I learned to express myself better to the people around me. Okay, including family, including somebody that I'm dating, including my son. It helped me become a better parent and kind of communicate in a way that I let people know what's going on with me.
This episode of TGIF, Thank God I'm a Foodie, is brought to you by As at Play. As at Play is a social media marketing company that's made up of a team of performance-based marketers that have innovated the world of digital growth marketing since 2006. They develop compelling content to assist the growth of your business, your audience, leads, and sales. If you're on Facebook, you need to contact this wonderful company because they will help take your brand to new heights. You can go to their website at ads@play.com or give them a call at 626-624-4243. Just tell them T&E, Thank God I'm a Foodie, sent you.
How do you integrate that into your business and into your clients and into their lives?
Very simple. I give them a few options. Okay, look, I don't know what you're dealing with at home or personal life, right? If you don't want to share some of that with me, go talk to a therapist. Okay. Also, you can do things to help your mental health in the form of meditation, right?
Do you do a lot of meditation?
Yeah, meditation was something that was always very hard for me. I use an app called Headspace.
Okay.
The guy has the coolest British accent.
It's always nice.
Cool British accent. 10 minutes a day. You can always go more or upgrade and pay more, but there's a free portion of it on, just download the app Headspace.
Okay.
I recommend it to a lot of my clients. Actually, I have my son do it.
Starting early, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think, meditation was something that was always a struggle for me. But what I've learned that meditation does is it just quiets all the excess chatter. And I think other things with mental health is just being confident in who you are and being okay with who you are. And I think there's lots of motivational websites that people can follow, Instagram handles, or pages.
Because everyone's dealing with self-love issues.
I think what is the new post on Instagram? 2016 was the caterpillar, 2017 was the cocoon, 2018 is the butterfly, right? And I feel like a lot of people are like, yes, that's me, but I think that's a cycle. It's a never-ending cycle, right? So, but if everybody wants to be a butterfly, you got to put in the work. Okay. I think when people post some of that, they're like, oh, this happened to me, that happened to me. A lot of things happen to us, but how do you deal with it, right? What are you going to do when, you feel like the world is coming down, right?
What do you tell your clients to do when that happens? When
First of all, it's about perseverance, consistency, and patience, being mentally tough, being mentally healthy. And then what other aspects of your life can you work on? You can always work on something, right? Just because this may be stagnant in your life or it's not happening, but keep going. Keep pursuing that dream, that passion, but also focus on all these other aspects of your life. Because I think sometimes people get so narrow-minded, or they have blinders on and they're only focusing on making that $1 million today. Right? But there's so many other things that you have to do to make that $1 million, right? And it's also a journey. Okay, you can't just be like, I'm going to make $1 million, but you got to experience the journey and see everything for what it is, learn along the way, experience the highs, experience the lows. Otherwise, you know, when you get there, you're going to be like, oh, what happened? If you even get there, you know? But again, it's, I think, going back to your question is, you know, mental health is very important. Physical is the component that I think we just look at aesthetically, right? But what is physical health, right?
That's the question. And what is mental health? That's kind of difficult, you know, defining those things.
Yeah, I mean, and there's, you know, there's spiritual health, there's financial health, there's, you know, emotional health, there's relationship health.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's all these things. It's something called the circle of life. There's like 12 aspects of it, right? But I really focus on 4. Like, I consider the pillars again: sleep, stress, nutrition, and exercise. Right, very important. Like everything, they go hand in hand. Okay, if you're not eating well, how are you supposed to feel good? If you don't feel good, how are you supposed to sleep well? Or are you going to be stressed out because you're always worried about your appearance and things like that, right? And if you're stressed out, you're not going to feel good. You're not going to sleep well. You're probably, if you're under stress, you're probably not going to eat well, right? When all that falls out, you're probably not going to work out, right? So, you know, if you're eating well, taking care of your body, and you're sleeping well and dealing with stress, everything else will kind of fall into place.
Do you feel like your clients that you work with that are in the beginning stages of a journey, they blame other people and other things around them?
Yeah, if they're not blaming somebody else, there's always an excuse. An excuse of, I can't do this because, I don't want to do this because, you know, I don't have the time. That's my number one excuse.
I've definitely used that one.
I don't have the time. We'll make the time. There's 24 hours in a day. You don't need 10 hours of sleep. Okay? You need 8 is the level. But we can function, you know, we can function great on 6 to 7 hours of quality sleep. If you're getting 6 hours of sleep a night and you're eating well and taking care of your body and you're reducing stress, you're going to be fine. But it's the people that sleep 6 hours and are burning the candle at both ends and not taking care of themselves that are the ones that are struggling. And the more you struggle, the more stressed out you feel, the more you start pointing the finger. Right? So it's finding balance. That's the key, is finding balance in anything that we do.
All right, so what is your most challenging client that you've had to deal with so far?
I would say the most challenging is the CEO of a company that I've been working with for 6 months. And for me, they have lots of money, they're successful, they know it all, but they don't want to do it, but they want my help.
So how do you overcome that?
It's interesting. I think it's really kind of reminding the client that they came to me. They sought me out for help in creating a healthier lifestyle with them, because while a person may be financially healthy, making tons of money, their stress load and their personal life is lacking. And also they're not eating well, they're not working out as much. So
yeah, I found with myself, a good community surrounding me is a great thing.
Absolutely.
Do you feel like you have a good community of like people around you?
Yeah, I think I have a great support system. Over the years, I think I've learned who I am and what people serve me better, and what things in life, people, circumstances, jobs don't serve me. I think I've only worked one, maybe other real job after college, when I was doing like home loans, and that was the worst thing that I ever did in my life. I think my journey started there. Played college football, came out of school, got a job. I hated it. I never looked back. I went into food styling. Even in food styling, you're working for a company or a production team on set, but you're still working for yourself, right? Because if my product isn't good, I'm not going to continue to work.
You like being your own boss then?
I love it. Yeah. At the end of the day, I'm accountable for myself.
And do you feel like your training has changed since your football days? It has kind of, accommodated to...
I would say I still try to train like I'm still playing because it keeps me very active and it keeps me agile and it keeps me, flexible and strong. And, I have a 14-year-old son that I got to keep up with at times. But I think one of the things that we, just because we get older, I'm 36 years old.
Wow, you do not look it.
Just because we get older doesn't mean that we have to completely change everything or give up on everything. Now, I don't go crazy and lift super heavy weights, but I make sure that I'm strong enough to, continue my daily activities and feel like, if I need to pick up a 50-pound box, it's nothing for me. But again, the way I train over the years, it's changing. Obviously, a lot more yoga these days, Pilates, as well as like lots of weight training and like sport-specific style training, like agilities. That way you stay mobile. It's funny. I gave somebody an analogy. A good friend of mine who slipped in the shower, didn't fall, but they threw their back out as they slipped, and I go, I've slipped plenty of times in the shower, and I didn't throw my back out because I work out and I'm in shape. And I got a little tweak, but it was the difference between a little tweak and me being laid up in bed for a week, just because I'm flexible, I have a strong core and things like that. So I think that I was having this discussion with my friend who was at the American Red Cross for several years, and his mom is now the director of community relations at ABC7. We're working on a health initiative with ABC7 and UCLA Health. And we talk about what is health, what does it mean to be healthy. Now, you can, just because you're healthy doesn't mean you have to be in shape aesthetically, right? You don't have to be the six-pack or a certain body fat percentage or have big muscles. But to me, living healthy is your mind right? How's your mental health? Your spiritual health? How's your daily life? Are you happy? Are you eating somewhat healthy, that you're giving your body the proper nutrients that it needs to function and be healthy? Like, what are you doing to avoid the diseases like cancer, diabetes?
So thank you so much for being with us, Seth. This has been awesome. We've all learned a lot, I think, and there's a great takeaway from this. Where can everyone find you, listeners?
My website is lalifechef.com. My Instagram handle right now is Seth J. Toro. That's pretty much it. You can find me at the juice bars as well.
Awesome.
You got to come into the LA Fitness in Van Nuys.
Come by and get a juice.
Yeah, come by and get a juice, a smoothie, and feel free to contact me on our website, and be happy to help whoever needs my help.
Awesome. And Seth was nice enough to allow us to, he was going to give away about 10, how much was it?
Yeah, 10 consultations.
10 consultations?
I mean, it's really a $200 value. I don't mind, helping people out.
That's an awesome thing.
Yeah. I mean, I try to give back as much as I can, I have donated my time often, and, for me, if I can just help one person, that makes it all worthwhile, because it takes one person to help one person to help another person to help another person, and it's kind of it's it's contagious. Domino effect. Pay it forward.
Yeah. All right, listeners, that is our show. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to enter the promo code A2Z number 2. To enter for a chance to win one of the 10 consultations that Seth is generously offering us.